are 5 CV writing tips that will transform your CV, help you land more interviews, and make the process of CV writing so much easier. 1. The single biggest improvement to writing your CV will come from understanding how recruiters are reading your CV. And to help me explain this, I want us to play a game. I want you to pretend you're a recruiter. It's 9 a.m, you've just reached the office, you open up your email inbox, there are 70 unread emails, and you spot your boss walking over to your desk. She hands you a stack of 100 CVs and asks you to identify 4 people to interview. And, great if you can do this within the next hour or so. Now, interestingly, your boss has not asked you to pick the best candidates or even to read all 100 CVs. Your actual job is to find 4 plausible CVs that somewhat connect to the job description. So what's your process? Well, naturally you skim through the CVs as quickly as you can and you pick the first 4 CVs that plausibly show the skills that the role requires. See, no one will ever look at the 96 CVs you excluded, nor will they look at your process. They will, however, notice if you don't reply to those 70 unread emails or do the other things on your to-do list. But if you want to make the most of this information, you'll definitely need to know the next factor too. Give recruiters what they're asking for, and they will love you for it. When writing your CV, the job description is your North Star. Well, actually, I'm going to go one further and say it's like being in an exam with the exam answers right there in front of you. The job description is literally telling you what it wants to see. But yet, 95% of client CVs I review still flunk this test. They don't tailor well. Here's how to actually tailor well. Example, let's take this job description which asks a skill 1, 2, 3. You import those skills from the job description and put them in front of bullet points in your experience section, education section, interests, wherever they exist. Now, if you don't have a particular skill from the job description, that's totally cool because you only need to have 60% of what the job description is asking for. Bottom line, your aim isn't to stand out with your CV. It's to stand in, because 95% of people simply don't. So now you have your 10 out of 10 CV outline, it's time for the next piece in the puzzle to help you move towards your perfect CV. How to write your CV in a way that people want to read it. This is critical. The average amount of time a CV is read is 3.9 seconds, so to make it readable is critical. The more time the reader spends reading it, the more chance they have of seeing your quality. So what makes a CV readable? Well, the first component is how you construct the order within your sentences, and critically starting each sentence in your CV with a skill from the job description, like this. This works because eye tracking software shows how recruiters spend most of their time reading CVs. That's in this left-hand channel, and only if they see something they like in that zone do they then read towards the right. The second aspect of highly readable CVs is to show rather than tell when describing skills. Example, so rather than saying strong communication skills exhibited when presenting to an audience, which isn't great because you shouldn't be telling the recruiter your communication skills are strong, you need to show them. Communication skills developed by speaking in 4 seminars using paraphrasing and summarizing techniques and responding to ad hoc questions from the audience. You're using subcomponents of the skill to show how you've used it, and so you are showing rather than telling. It also means you're writing your CV in a very matter-of-fact tone, and that is the perfect tone to write a CV with. Now, if you get stuck on subcomponents of skills, the Harvard Competency Dictionary is legit amazing for giving you a framework and for giving you subcomponents of specific skills. I've linked to it in the description below, and you can use it to scaffold your CV writing. Now, to lock in the value of this point, you're going to need the 4th piece of the jigsaw puzzle to get you to your perfect CV. Separate your CV writing from your editing. So when the writer Maya Angelou wrote her novels, she rented out a hotel room and wrote exclusively there during the day. But when it came to editing her writing, she only ever did that at home in the evenings. By separating out the writing process, Maya was able to focus exclusively on creating when she was in that hotel room and parking that more critical side of her mind, which is great for editing. Now, I'm not telling you need to hire a hotel room to write your CV. That would be a little bit extra, but hey, frankly, there are worse ways of spending money. My point is more to just get full separation between these two very different mindsets when CV writing and editing. When you're writing, just write. Which brings us to the fifth and final puzzle piece to help you write your perfect CV. Your CV is not designed to get you the job, just the interview. Most people over-engineer their CVs. They include way too much in the hope that if they leave nothing out, the recruiter will surely see their quality. But unfortunately, the truth is the polar opposite. You're making the recruiter work harder to find what they really want. That's the stuff from the job description. You should aim to have at least 70% of your CV speaking directly to what the job description is asking for. I recommend using a highlighter to actually mark up those sections to make it visually obvious, and then to take each row of your CV line by line and ask yourself, what value is that line delivering to the person who wrote that job description? Now, if it's not obvious to you, it sure as heck ain't obvious to the person who wrote the job description, which means you should probably lose it. Put these 5 elements together and you not only transform how CV writing feels, but your confidence in your CV rises massively, and you will see interview offers rolling in. Let me know if you have any questions or comments on this down below. It would be my pleasure to answer. And I actually have a question aside from that I want to put to you as well. I'm thinking about doing live streams where we can chat in real time about CV, job hunting, honestly, whatever you want. So if that's something you think you'd like, again, please let me know in the comment section down below. Now, the next videos I have coming out will be on the best and worst free CV templates on the internet. Then it will be one about how to write a CV if you don't have a ton of experience. So definitely subscribe and hit notifications if you want to be alerted as soon as those are released. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. I'll catch you next time.